So,
Earthlings. Basically, end of the world.
here come the drums!
Take on the drums. Baby, you are my voodoo child, my voodoo child. Don't say maybe.
Hi, welcome to Moments with Mimi. And today we have a student question. And the question is, in the scheme of things, in the way Neville Goddard teaches, what happened to the Democratic Party? And that's really a question about the one, and that's humanity. And that's the quote from Neville Goddard. God split into all these men. He's in all these men. There's only one. So underneath it all, like a drum beating, is the story. Okay? And it's in everything that you read, and the TV shows, and the movies and books you read. It's showing you the good and the bad, the good and the bad, the good and the bad. And you're to eventually realize that that's just two sides of the same thing, that both sides are saying the same thing differently. Now, as far as the Democratic Party goes, and the globalist of the Republican Party, this was the generation of love. The hippies, the ones who protested to end Vietnam War, the ones who sang John Lennon's Imagine with feeling. And these people, the majority of them, then, took it too far because they got into the drugs, and they thought it was the drugs doing it and all this other stuff doing it. But it was the love that they were expressing that was doing it. And then they joined the establishment in an effort to try to change from this, warmongering mentality. And if you step back and look at it, America entered into the birth canal. I can see it there. I can see it in the histories of all the other countries. There's certain pivotal moments in time, and JFK's assassination is one of them. And the generation of love was demanding no more. And so they went down into division and experienced what they believed the worst of, politicians. And then they themselves became the politicians. They thought they could do it a better way. Well, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is crazy thinking. Okay? Instead, they became corrupt because they believe in the outside. And they turned into leaders. And the leaders tell you what they think you want to hear. And they tell you this and get voted in. And now it's not even that. The leaders tell you, this is what I believe. Vote for me. No, I don't need a leader. Okay, I follow no man. All isms are traps, including capitalism, socialism, communism, and yes, autism. All isms are traps. There's somebody else's belief, and it's somebody looking objectively. That's why it's an ism. It's about free trade. That's sharing the love. Trade is love. Okay, you just give the love. Okay, money is a medium exchange of the love. You're exchanging the love of things. That's how we can all go do what we love to do individually. The idea is to rise up and all think the same way. It's about the people. As you can tell in this virus, nobody minds stepping down, self-quarantine, whatever you want to call it. And they will go into their arcs and imagine the best for all. And it will happen. And as a result, they realize they're stronger together and they can do anything. Nothing can stop them. The Democratic Party took this good and they then joined the establishment, which means you're joining in with objective man. And they made these international organizations, and it's built on a faulty foundation. It was sowed the seeds of its own destruction by looking at others and not seeing the people as humanity in a whole. This is very apparent in the UN. For 50 years, the UN has been putting out a report on their peacekeeping force in the Congo, and it's not a nice report. And for 50 years, they've been wringing their hands. What are we going to do about it? Their peacekeeping force terrorizes the people that they're supposed to be giving peace to. They rape women, men, and children. They take from them. And they note it in this report every year. You know, excuse me? It's not working. Time to leave the Congo and let them be, you know? And then there's the IPCC, you know? Oh, watch out, climate change, oh my God. Well, the climate's just the weather. And if you understand these laws, you understand you control that. You have dominion over all. Okay? And they're pulling the same caca that they pulled with the ozone layer and got away with it. You know, 30 years later after the first, the ozone layer, get rid of the freon, get rid of the chlorofluorine, oh my God. You know, oh, the ozone hole. That's just how it works naturally. You know? No, I don't believe you. And I have good reason not to believe you because it's playing out. You believe in good and bad. Okay? The bad is what you're seeing. So you change how you see it, and the good will come. Okay? You don't make others do your good. You give out love, and they will automatically do the good. It's an automatic response. And you either control your mind so you're not automatically responding or not. You rise above this and step back and look. The isms are dying. Beliefs have been ripped out. People did this as they learned more and more about these laws. It only takes a couple of million people practicing these laws to start really rocking and rolling the whole entire world. Welcome to the Armageddon. Bill and Hillary Clinton have been playing the victim bully game since they met. You know, he was her bully, and then she became his bully. Bernie Sanders is preaching to take away from those who have a lot. He has a lot. There's just something wrong with politicians becoming rich while they're in office instead of rich before they go dig into politics. There's something wrong with that. What's wrong with their thinking? You became corrupt. You sucked off the people, you know? And it was automatic. He couldn't help it. She couldn't help it. Bill couldn't help it. None of them could help it. They're seeing life objectively. And so the victim bully comes and comes and comes, and you're supposed to go within. Try to figure out why. And then you're led to this. And if you're still blaming others, then you haven't gone within. So if you're representing a belief that's no longer believed, no one believes in socialism anymore. That's so last century and beyond. No one believes in that crap. Nobody believes in communism either. Nobody believes in it. The people who used to believe it are now half communists, half capitalists, and they're about to find out that, the capitalists have changed and they don't care. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to use your cheap labor. It's not worth it to get shoddy product because no one loves what they're doing. You gotta love it. Okay? You gotta love it. And you don't force people to try to be the way you want them to be. You love them and say, I don't care how you are. I know who's in there. You're perfect. And they'll show you the best. Okay? There's only one being here. You see which side you want to see. The Democratic Party sowed the seeds of their own destruction, and they refused to turn within and see how this happened to them. They're still blaming others, and they blame Trump because they believe they influence everyone. So they are projecting upon him what they are, and they believe he influenced everyone to turn away from them. That's what they believe. Or it was the Russians, or it was something, but it wasn't me. They're the ones who won't turn within. Now, a lot of the globalist Republicans refuse to turn within as well. They stepped down. They're not returning for re-elections. It is the same with the Democrats. And some just won't turn within. Okay? Those who stepped down, they turned within. And God in them said, time to go. This is over. Don't play this game anymore. Okay? Dog's not gonna hunt anymore. It's changing. It's about the people. And if you want to point to a straw that broke the camel's back, it's the political correctness, which is just objective man trying to get you to believe that you're responsible for everybody else's response, and you're not. You're responsible for your response. and they're responsible for their response. And if they scream racist or whatever, then that's their response, and they're responsible for it. You don't have to like what I wear, what I say, what I do, what I eat, what I believe. But you do have to love me, or cock is gonna hit the fan. Because you and I are God. Humanity is God. God is in each individual, and collectively we are God. And it is time to raise up others. The time for going down into division is done. So those who continue to try to divide lose. They lose. Okay? And they didn't really lose. They're supposed to turn within. It's supposed to hurt. Pain and suffering is what makes a human turn within. A human is an animal. You are a hybrid being, a human and a divine being. It's time for the two sides to come together. And the more you make that happen, the more that God is asleep and he wakes up with your extreme passion and feeling and does something. But in reality, God is doing it all. And you're waking him up. You're waking him up to the point where he's always awake. And that is what Neville Goddard calls the law of assumption. You assume it is. Okay, now I'm not going to think like that. If it's within the golden rule, love. And a lot of people don't get this. If you don't think, if you know you wouldn't murder your neighbor, then no one else would either. And do you honestly believe there are people who murder other people? You wouldn't do it. Why would you think that about another? The golden rule. Okay? Don't judge. Treat them like you want to be treated. So the Bernies and the Hillarys and the Bills and the Comeys and all that need love. They need to know they're loved. They think Donald Trump somehow got everybody to take their love away. And that wasn't it at all. Donald Trump was made for this moment. He was called into being by individuals being spat upon and kicked and shoved and looked at like they were less than. And the sooner they died, the better. And this was being said by people who saw others in race and inequality and all other kinds of stupid crap. And here he came. And the younger sold revolutions and we'll change this and get Trump, dragging them down to hell with the others because they chose to believe like they do. Well, those beliefs have been ripped out. You can't represent that anymore. You go within and change. If you know these laws, then you know this. You see them as better. You see them as better. And they will change or walk away. You've been witnessing this. The Democrats and Republicans that could not change stepped away, or they passed away. It is the same with the Supreme Court justices. It is the same with everyone. You either are scared and in pain and turn within, Well, you don't. You blame others. There are no others. It's time to put all the isms away. We are all different. We all have different experiences. But we all want the same end for ourselves and everyone else. So just like we're not going to listen to the ugly kind of thinking from the Chinese government, we're not going to listen to the ugly thinking of politicians from the past. And we're not going to be duped by the international organizations that were set up with the wrong kind of thinking. We don't think like that. No, you're about the people, not the governments. You're supposed to rise up. It's about the people. No? No one leaves a country out because some other country says that's mine. What? No. No one thinks like that. No one. Okay? And that means internally too. No. You don't get to take from others to give to others. Who are you to say who is poor and who is rich? It's all relative. No. You don't get to judge unless you err on the side of love. And that sure isn't loving. If you see inequality, that's you. Your response. There's only one. How can it be unequal? No, you're not to be given an education. You want to continue being educated by objective man. Pay for it. Trust me, you can go to the library and do yourself a better job. All right? You don't have to have a degree. That's a belief. You can live the good life doing something you love. You will live a great life if you're doing something you love. Just don't turn it into work. Do what you love. You love the people, you want to serve the people, then you go into politics. You don't lead the people. You don't rule the people. You serve the people. You represent the people. You are humble. You're humble. And you're grateful to everyone for working together, rising up, coming together, defending in place, getting those imaginative minds going. We don't have to chop their heads off like Genghis Khan anymore. We know it. And the people coming into the office now know it. Okay? Donald Trump knows these laws, even though he sees others. He still loves them all. He does. The best way he can. All the Democrats with all their ideas and all those things, get Trump, we got to get Trump, get rid of Trump. They mean it in love. Their fear is their love. They're saying the same thing. We're afraid. We're afraid. You don't love us. We love you to bits. Every single one of you. You're imaginative, creative, wonderful people. But we're not going to judge others like that anymore. No. That rich man is a wonderful man. I'm glad he's blessed with the riches of life. I bless him. He makes others, get to be pizza guys, and they love being pizza guys, and they bring him pizzas, and he makes restaurants because he loves feeding the people good food, delicious food, and he has the most wonderful cooks that come and prepare that food for the people, and yes, he's blessed with the riches, and we're blessed with those wonderful food, and these wonderful cooks, and these wonderful jobs, so that we can do the things we love to do. That's what it's about. So there's nothing wrong with the Democratic Party, and there's nothing wrong with the Republican Party. They've just been presenting the two sides of the coin. And now everyone's coming together. Love conquers all. And so they have to meld in and start getting along and, having some real debate and discussion, or they gotta go. It's pretty simple. Bad. The voters aren't, which are the people, are not going to listen to this crap anymore. Okay? They're done. And they've told you that. They've demanded change. And then the one who was supposed to bring that change didn't change a thing, made it even bigger and badder. And then, it's like, okay, now we're going to change. And it was really the political correctness that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And has now had people go within and say, I want to be represented. Don't believe in all this bullshit. No, everybody I know thinks they're doing good, and somehow this is going to all work out great. No way is this going to continue. Nobody thinks like this. My Lord, I'm not going to listen to this shit. And it starts changing. And that's been going on. That's why you got the demand for change, and then you got Obama. But what was the lesson learned there? It doesn't matter if you're black or white or tall or thin or, a wasp or not. You still fell for it. Okay? You're still looking at life objectively, and it's you rule others, and you're the king. Reagan, Obama, they're no different. They're no different. Okay? Same thing. And then here comes Trump. Out of the blue, out of left field. Of course. We don't want more of the same. That was made clear. And drain the swamp is a recognition that, they became corrupt. And now the new generation that's coming into political office knows the laws of mind. They all know the law of attraction, as presented by The Secret. They've all dig into the matrix, and they're all starting to get it. And if it's used with love, they're going to go far and too well. And if it's not, then they're going to fail. Okay? They're going to fail. If they're judging others and seeing it objectively, it's going to fail them, and they're going to cry out, why did this fail me? Because they're giving credit to the role. They see others. Rita's not doing this. Rita's not talking to you. God is talking to you. Okay? God, plain Rita, is talking to you. So just feel good. Be happy. Take care of the things you want to do and love on yourself. And that feeling of well-being and love, and riches and wonders and all kinds of great things start coming to you. So who cares what the politicians are doing? Okay? Really. They're going to start showing you what you believe, and then you'll be interested in watching them again. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
It might be a good idea for you to disappear from Casablanca for a while. There's a Free French garrison over at Brazzaville. I could be induced to arrange a passage.
My letter of transit? I could use a trip. But it doesn't make any difference about our bet. You still owe me 10,000 francs.
And that 10,000 francs should pay our expenses.
Our expenses?
Mm-hmm.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified.
spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how